Yo, what is good, Celtics Nation? Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have some more highlights, news, observation, notes from another day here in Boston for Celtics training camp, and yet another day where we had some old school players, Paul Pierce, come into practice, and again, just try to help these guys prepare for a championship run, and I am getting super excited. We've had a couple of days of practice already, and we're getting a lot of news. There was just a podcast that, dropped with JJ Redick featuring Joe Mazzulla. You guys should go check it out. It was an amazing listen. But in that podcast, Mazzulla talked a lot about potentially even adding JJ Redick as a coach at points in time last season. But, through practice, we learned a lot of things. But before we get into that, make sure you guys do me a favor. Hit the like button so we can get this video to more Celtics fans. But also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm going to be covering the entirety of the Celtics season. Pickups, games, pre-game coverage, post-game coverage, and we're going to have a podcast coming out each and every single week discussing what happened throughout the week, what we're thinking is going to happen in the following week, and whatnot. So make sure you guys join the family, and I'm going to be live streaming every single Celtic game throughout the entirety of the season, so make sure you guys are ready for those. But without any further ado, let's jump into this video. So in this practice, there were a lot of things going on. Another day of Jrue Holiday, man. And yesterday was his press conference. We heard a lot of good things coming out of Jrue Holiday. He did say he was a little bit nervous in the first practice, which was yesterday. But, man, did he look ferocious. I mean, his tenacity, his will, his fight to, win every single possession was amazing. And that's what he's going to add to our team throughout the entirety of this season. And even Wick and, Brad Stevens were just so enamored with the way he plays basketball. He wants to be, a threat defensively, and he wants to make a difference on every single possession. You talk about losing Marcus Smart, you got another dog in Jrue Holiday. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are taking practice so seriously. And, Jrue Holiday, or not Jrue Holiday, but Brad Stevens and Wick said, when we got into the gym, when we started watching practice a little bit, there's a different aura. There's a whole new aura in this practice or in this arena, in this practice facility. There is a new aura that they haven't seen in a very long time here, and it all starts with Jaylen and Jason. They are ready. They're getting ready. They're, constantly improving, and, both of them have already talked about wanting to be defensive player of the years. They want to be on all-team defense, but you add Jrue Holiday, you have Derek White, you have Porzingis. All five of those guys are phenomenal defenders, and, this defense could really take a huge step up compared to last season. And think about, a couple years ago when Ime Udoka and how good our defense was then. Think about that. I mean, we could go get back to that defense. Joe Mazzulla was also talking about in the podcast, I don't know if you guys heard it, but having a curveball. And what that means is something you can throw out there in the fourth quarter or the early first quarter of a game and really throw off your opponent. We didn't have a curveball over the past couple of seasons, and we need to have one. Now, one thing that he's talking about maybe implementing into our team is the possibility of adding a zone scheme. If you watch the Miami Heat, they would always go, random 2-minute, increments. They'd go a random zone, and the offense would be like, what the hell? What do we do now? Right? And then they go back to man, and then once the offense finally is able to beat that defense, they switch back. And I think that is very, very smart in terms of, defensive play calling in the NBA. Usually you're seeing a lot of man, but zones you don't really see a lot of. But I think if you implement a zone that you run for 2 to 3 minutes at a time, I think that could really affect the opposing team's strategy. And once they figure out how to stop it, you go back the other way, and it just confuses them and adds a curveball aspect to your defensive scheme. So that's something that we're hearing a lot of. He tested it out in the preseason a lot, and he said it was just to evaluate how it did and see what they can build upon, and just kind of get some analysis from that in the summer league, and that's exactly what they did. Now, another big question mark here for the Celtics is going to be the center position. Obviously, with Rob Williams gone, you have Porzingis, you have Al Horford, who's getting up there in age, and then after that, you got Luke Cornett. Let me go see. You got Luke Cornett, Wayne Gabriel from the Lakers, and then Neemias Queta from Portugal. I think he's a solid option as well. But one of these guys is going to have to really step up. I think Al Horford's getting up there in age, doesn't really play back-to-backs, or second night of back-to-backs, I should say. So that's going to be a big question mark in itself. But comment down below right now, who do you think is going to be the backup center when Al Horford can't play, or if we ever have an injury? Who's going to be that guy? Are we going to target someone, Dwight Howard, Boogie Cousins, or is it going to be someone already on the roster like a Luke Cornett, like a Wayne Gabriel? who do you guys think it could be? We're also seeing a lot out of, Jordan Walsh is really starting to get going. He's trying to pick it up, but the main thing about him is Paul Pierce. He's trying to get in Paul Pierce's ear. He's trying to teach or have Paul Pierce help him develop over the last couple of days here. And I think that's going to be huge, not only for the progression of some of our young guys, but for the mentality of the team going forward, that championship pedigree for this team. And, one thing I'm really hoping for, or, maybe we can't count on it, but KG, man, if KG gets in here and starts helping the team a little bit, man, that could be a tremendous help. Not only getting the team to the next level, but making sure that we're competing for a championship at the highest level possible next season. And, if you have KG and you have Paul Pierce and, maybe even a Rondo get in there at times, man, I think mentally that is going to make the guys prepared physically, mentally, and just overall just trying to win that championship, man. But I am truly excited right now. What is the biggest question for you guys right now going into the start of preseason? The first game is on Sunday. I will be live streaming that game. I believe it's at 6 o'clock. If you guys want to watch that game with me, make sure you guys join the family. Subscribe if you're new. I am going to be streaming some games on my main channel, Mad Dubs. It's got about 60,000 subscribers. But eventually, towards the middle of the season, I will be moving all of my Celtics streams to this channel. So make sure you guys join the family, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment down below who are you most excited to see throughout the preseason. And with that being said, honestly, I do want to check something out too. Comment down the number 7 if you made it to the end of the video. I just want to see how many of you guys really watched to the end, and this will be very telling for my future mods on this channel going forward. So hit the like button, subscribe, comment 7, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.